What's up, YouTube world? This is Steven again. It is currently 5:16 p.m. on August 23rd of 2023, and I'd like to welcome you all to my fifth book review, Lute by Jennifer Thorne. If you don't want any spoilers, leave now, and if you're still here, well, that's your fault. So, Lute is a book about the Lute Island, I think off the coast of Great Britain or England or something like that. I know it's like of British descent. And there is a woman named Nina Treadway, also known as Lady Treadway, also known as the Lady of Lute. And she was actually born in America, and then she moved over to Lute Island, and because she lives there now with Hugh Treadway, also known as the Lord of Lute, or Lord Treadway. And they live with their two children, I think Charlie and Emma, I think are their names. And what the book is about is it's about the tithe, also known as the day. And what the day is about, seven people die randomly. Just seven random people die in just I guess a shocking turn of events or something like that. And it happens every 7 years. And on the day, it's pretty much seven people die. And I'm pretty much gonna talk about how the day goes. So, the day starts off. Hugh is very agitated, very uptight, very angry, and he gets that way when he's like anxious. And he pretty much tells Nina not to go outside, tells the children not to go outside either. And what she does is she goes outside and she stumbles upon this guy in his truck. I forget what his name is. Is it John? I forget his name. But they go out and try to. I forget what they're doing, but they go out either way. And they want to see where the fire is coming from, because it looks like there's a campfire on the island, and they're wondering, a campfire here on the day? Why are people at a campfire on the day? So they go out and check for that, I think, and then she loses track of John, and then she finds John again, and he's pretty much crushed up against his tree up against one of the trees in the forest by his truck, and that's the first death out of the seven. And then she brings back this person from the campfire, and the person from the campfire tells Nina that two people died from her, I guess, group. And I think the person's from Norway, I believe, that she finds at the campsite. And I don't know how the two people die. I don't think it explains that in the book. So that's three people. And then she brings that person from the campfire back to her house. I forget what her house is called, but yeah. And Hugh is very upset with that, and he's like, "Why would you bring in a complete stranger, let alone on the day?" And so he's pretty upset with that, and he's also upset with the fact that she went out with him pretty much telling her to stay in because of everything that could happen on the day. And what happens next is they go outside in the backyard, and she's like, what harm could it do to have like a little picnic in the backyard? It's still we're still technically at the house. We're just outside in the backyard. So she grabs the kids, and they make I think jam sandwiches, or peanut butter and jam sandwiches or something like that. Instead of peanut butter and jelly, they make jam instead. And then one of the people, I forget her name, Avery. I think her name's Avery. She remembers she forgot that she forgot some cups, I guess paper cups or something, in the refrigerator to pour whatever was in her pitcher. I don't know if it was water or lemonade or what, but when she goes up the steps, she trips, she falls, the pitcher breaks, and what happens is a broken shard of the pitcher goes through her neck. And that was probably the most gruesome one of the seven deaths. I thought that was cool, though. I wasn't expecting that. That death I was definitely not expecting. So that's four people down out of the seven, and three people left to go. So what Nina does is, on the day, she feels like the entire island should be gathering instead of, all alone in their houses, just waiting out the day and just I guess being anxious all alone on their own and not sure whether they're going to be the next to die or what. So she has a large island gathering in her yard, and a bunch of people bring a bunch of food over and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And eventually they go inside for dinner. They have two long tables set out, I guess, in the dining room or wherever they are. And everyone sits there. I think there's like a total of 32 or something like that people at the table that were still on the island that didn't go to I forget what the other island's called. It was the safe place, but it only happens on Lute. The day only happens on Lute, but there's multiple islands around it. And Lute is the main island. And in the what I was saying, in the dining room, there were a bunch of tables. I guess 2 tables with a bunch of people there. Like I said, about 32 people there. And Nina had a speech prepared, and then Hugh interrupts it. And what happens is Nina thinks that Hugh knows about what she did with a guy named Matthew, because they were making out when they were coming back from letting Avery's parents know that Avery died. I think that was how it went. And yeah, so I guess Nina and Matthew. I had a brain fart. Nina and Matthew think that Hugh knows about it because Hugh got up agitated, and then he pointed a gun at Matthew, and then I was thinking, oh my God, he knows. But what Hugh was thinking is Hugh thought, Matthew was the one that with the day before the day, cut the power out and I guess did something with one of their boats and stuff like that, so that they couldn't leave Lute, so that they could be on Lute on the day and potentially die. And what happens is there is a was it named PC Brian, I think is his name, just spills the beans and goes, you know what, it was me, I did it. And then that all of a sudden got Hugh's attention, and Hugh turned the gun on him and bam, shot him dead. So that's 5 dead. And then Hugh ended up shooting, I don't know if it was the person at the campsite or who it was, but it was a woman, shot her dead. So that's 6. There's 1 more to go. So Hugh leaves the house and tries to find Matthew, and Matthew's like, come on, do it, just shoot me, even though you're too coward to shoot me. But Matthew ends up escaping because Nina pretty much shouts out to Hugh to not shoot him, and then Hugh turns back to Nina. Matthew runs, and pretty much what Hugh does is he puts the gun in Nina's hand and has her pointing it at him, because he knows, I already killed 2 people. There's nothing really much left for me to do except rot in jail. And he said, the kids need you, so just do it. And Nina shot Hugh, and that was the 7. And at the end of the book, it's once again the day before the day, but 7 years later. Charlie is in boarding school. Nina is also in some kind of private school. And Matthew, after Hugh died, Matthew ended up marrying Nina and having a baby of their own. And I forget his name. Was it Alex or Andrew or something like that? I think it was a boy. But yeah, they ended up having a kid of their own, and they were pretty much preparing the people who arrived on the island, preparing them the day before the day, and that's how the book ended. So overall, I thought the book was okay. I thought it was too much of a lead up to the day, because it was like 3 days before the day and 2 days before the day and the day before the day. It was a chapter for each, and I thought it was just way too much build up until the day. And I was also expecting a lot more from the deaths, and I did like how the island gathered. I thought that was really cool. And that was how the last 3 ended up dying. So I thought that was cool how that was prepared. But yeah, I would have liked to see and hear a lot more about the day instead of 3 days leading up to the day. And also there was a lot of characters in this book, and it was kind of tough to keep up with the characters. But other than that, it was still a really good book. And it was kind of a horror mystery novel in a way. Because you figure out that PC Brian's the one who pretty much cuts off all the power and does something with, tampers with one of their boats in order from them in order to keep them from escaping the island before the day, and I thought that was cool. But yeah, just too much characters to keep up with and too much build up until the day. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, Lute is getting a 3.5 from me. I still thought it was a really good book, just kind of too much of a lead up. It was like about 100 pages of build up until the day, and then the day happened. But yeah, other than that, that is Lute in a nutshell. So hit me up in the comment section below and let me know if you've read this book and what you thought about it if you have read, and what you thought about this book review. But until my next book review, if you liked what you saw in this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. This is Steven signing out.